All right, welcome to another episode of Expand Your Brand. I'm joined by Joe Calabro. As you know, he's Golf News RI's co-founder and our boss again. So, welcome back to the show again. Excited to have you on.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'm excited to be back. I asked to be on once. Now I know I keep coming back for more. I must be doing something right. But excited to be on with you, and you guys are killing it and continuing to build. I know it's been a busy summer for both you and Austin, which we knew going in, especially on Austin's end. But it's been great having you guys, as I've said before, and you guys are killing it. So happy to be a small part of it.
Yeah. Well, you're officially a reoccurring guest, so this is a good thing for sure.
There you go. There you go. Did that come with a trophy? Do I get an award for that?
We'll have to send you a T-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Get something. Yeah, let's get into it, Joe. I know recently the FedEx Championship just happened on the tour and Victor Hovland won. What were your thoughts on Victor coming out on top? I mean, that's two good weekends for Victor Hovland.
Yeah, he got hot, right? And then Lucas Glover was hot the 2 weeks before him or whatever. So these guys can get hot, and the course fits their eye, and they kind of roll to a victory. The Hovland won on the Tour Championship. I think Xander Schauffele made a run at him, but it was never really that in doubt. He had a 6-shot lead at one point, and they had all kinds of weather issues, but on the final day. So yeah, it was a great win for Hovland, probably a career-changing win for him. Obviously, it's not a major, but still, he gets a lot more notoriety. He gets a lot more money, of course. But I think it's a huge win for him. I like Victor Hovland. He's a good kid, good player. So huge win for him. And like I said, it could be a career-changing victory for him. Now he goes into the Ryder Cup in a couple weeks over in Italy. We're taping this on Tuesday evening or Tuesday afternoon, I guess. And we just had the U.S. captain's picks this morning for the Ryder Cup. So that was a bit controversial.
Yeah.
But it's going to be I love the Ryder Cup. And this year it's on the road in Rome, Italy. And Hovland's on Team Europe. And, it was funny. I was talking to my buddy who is in the media, or was in the media, he's retired. And he was saying how it looks like this Ryder Cup is going to be, a real match, because 2 years ago, after the U.S. kicked Europe's butt in the what was it?
Wisconsin.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, and everybody thought, wow, Europe is really hurting, and they're going to take several years to rebuild and get back. And all of a sudden, they look just as good as they have in the past. Rory playing well, Victor Hovland playing well. Obviously, you have the John Rahms of the world. So it's going to be a pretty epic Ryder Cup in a couple of weeks. That's kind of the next thing to look forward to. But it was certainly a fascinating PGA Tour season, to say the least. And it's going to be a fascinating couple of weeks leading up to the Ryder Cup, and in the Ryder Cup again in Italy in a few weeks. So yeah, lots happening in pro golf. The PGA Tour season's over, but there's still lots of things coming up and lots of things going on. So a great win for Victor. Springboards them right into the Ryder Cup, which if you're an American fan, that's not really what you wanted to see. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and it brings up my next topic too, because of the Ryder Cup. I'm interested. You get your thoughts on the captain's picks and the controversy there. I mean, you get Ricky Fowler, you get Koepka. I believe they selected Justin Thomas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Spieth. I mean, what were your thoughts on the captain's picks? I mean, I thought personally, I felt like Keegan should have made it, but I don't know. Some other people, I don't know where your thoughts are.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Keegan make the team. He's obviously from around here. He's from New England, so you always root for the hometown guy. And I was surprised I'm not surprised, because Brooks was right there. He won the PGA Championship. He was seventh on the points list. He almost made it on points just by winning the PGA Championship earlier this year. So that would be controversial, just because he's from Liv, and now Liv gets some juice out of it, which most of these media people hate that are pro PGA Tour, especially the ones on Golf Channel. But he should have been on the team, and yeah, obviously Keegan would have been cool. I think that we have such a core group of young golfers for the U.S. right now, and I think you have to try to keep them together. I mean, you're going on the road. It's tough to bring rookies on the Ryder Cup rookies on the road.
Right.
There's going to be a hostile environment. You're already bringing, Brian Harmon, I think is on the team. He's
Yep.
his first Ryder Cup. Wyndham Clark's first Ryder Cup, and they all made it on points, so you didn't have a choice. And this team has come together over the years. We're trying to build something, and look, if Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth play like shit, then Zach Johnson's going to get killed for it,
Yeah.
and rightfully so. But he's going with the guys he knows. These guys play together all the time. They're really good friends. JT, Ricky Fowler, and Jordan Spieth are really close friends. They play all the time. They've been through the battles before. This is a great opportunity for American golf to go on the road and make a statement, something that they haven't done. We haven't done in years and years and years. I remember the last time the U.S. went on the road in a Ryder Cup. It's been a while. So it's a great opportunity, and I wasn't surprised he picked JT. I mean, I know he hasn't been playing well, though. To be fair, he missed the PGA Tour FedEx Cup playoffs cut by chip in on the last hole.
Yeah.
I think was it Memphis, I think, where he fell to the ground because he made the chip to
Yeah.
get. So and again, if they play like shit, Zach Johnson is going to be criticized. But if they go out and play well and they somehow win, which is going to be no easy task, then he made the right move. And like he said in his press conference this morning, I didn't watch it live. I just saw clips of it. He said we're trying to go on the road and win, and you don't leave JT on the couch.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a lot of controversy. Obviously the live people wanted more live guys in. You could have made an argument for DJ, could have made an argument for Taylor Gooch and some of these other guys, but is you have 6 picks, you got to go with the guys that you see play. They don't obviously watch a lot of live golf.
Yeah.
Johnson's not sitting there watching the 4 aces play. That's the 4 aces. So you got Brooks. He's playing really well. He played well in the PGA. He played well in the Masters. He's played decent over the last few weeks on live. So he'll be a factor. And also you got to remember it's a team event, so they got to pair these guys up. So part of the captain's picks is, okay, who can we pair this guy up with? Who does this guy gel with? So that's part of it too, trying to find team chemistry and things things of that nature. And so I'm excited for it. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, there's some controversy as we've talked about, but I think this is as good a chance as any to go on the road and win. And if JT and Spieth and all those guys play well, then they kind of redeem themselves from what poor season, at least from their perspective, or JT's perspective anyway. Spieth was all right, but it's one of the great events of the golf season every 2 years. 2025 is coming to Bethpage Black in New York.
Oh, wow.
So maybe we'll apply for press credentials for that one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's on the bucket list to go to a Ryder Cup, and that's probably as close as it's going to get to coming to here. So 2025 Bethpage Black in New York would be really cool, and this is kind of the lead up to that. So it's going to be interesting. It's on the road. It's always tough. It's going to be fans are going to be hostile. So hopefully there'll be a lot of American fans there. It's a nice little trip to Italy.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it should be interesting. I thought the picks were fascinating. It was actually reported yesterday that the picks got leaked out from the Guardian, which is
really?
from a newspaper in England.
Yeah.
That they kind of leaked the picks out, and they basically nailed it. I think they nailed it 100%, if I'm not mistaken. And you had to pick Ricky Fowler because he's been playing really well.
Yeah.
He faded off in the playoffs a little bit, but he's played really well the last few weeks. You could make arguments for all these guys. Keegan, you could make an argument for Lucas Glover, who kind of came out of nowhere this year. So that's the fun of it. And like I said, if they don't play well, they're gonna get criticized. If they play well, they'll be heroes. That's kind of how it works. That's the beauty of sports.
Yeah, I know. It would be an interesting year this year, especially being in Rome and how U.S. performs on the road. But yeah, I was surprised that Thomas made it. I know he didn't have a very good season, and like you said, if they don't do well, then Johnson's gonna get killed for it. But we'll see. I mean, like you said, they're all pretty friendly. They're all a good group of guys that usually play golf together, and on top of the other guys that are there, like Max Homa and Morikawa and stuff.
Right.
Seems like they're all pretty close. So be an interesting
Right.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just about keeping the core together, trying to keep
Right.
the core together. I mean, Justin Thomas hasn't played well, but he hasn't played so bad that he can't contribute. Plus, if he's playing with a partner, then it's not necessarily all on him. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
him and Jordan Spieth, I think, have lost like one match in their like Ryder Cup, President Cups careers or something stupid.
That's crazy.
That's together, not necessarily singles. Singles is obviously different, but
Yeah.
I think it's about keeping the core together. That's what we've always been trying to do with U.S. golf is keep, let's have a core, let's have the same team kind of year after year. That's what the Europeans would always do. It was always the Lee Westwoods of the world. It was always the Sergios, the Ian Poulters,
Yeah.
Roy McIlroy, and their cores obviously evolved. They got to legitimately rebuild in some ways. But there was always those guys. Those guys are always on the team no matter what. If they didn't make the team, they were a captain's pick just because of who they were.
Yeah.
And somehow they always seemed to show up in those moments. So if we can have something like that for the next however many years and sort of filter in the youngsters like the Morikawas and the Schauffele's, although I don't say Schauffele is a youngster anymore. He's been around for a while, but and just filter in some of these guys throughout the years. That's kind of how you build a dynasty. It's just like any team, basketball or football. It's similar
Yeah.
to that. Obviously, there's a point system, and that's all part of it. But I think the captain's picks were, again, I would like to see Keegan. That would have been cool, but just because he's local. But I think the captain's picks were sticking with the core, what the U.S. philosophy is, and continuing to try to just build on the last one. So now you go on the road. So if they go on the road to win, this would be one of the greatest Ryder Cup victories probably ever. And there haven't been a ton of Ryder Cup victories for the U.S. So
No, that hasn't. No.
If you look back through history, there's been some pretty bad moments for U.S. golf in the Ryder Cup. So the bar isn't set high, but it certainly might top the list.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it'll be very interesting. I know Austin and I were trying to maybe plan an event for the Ryder Cup on a Saturday or Sunday on the last day of maybe doing something like depending on timing and things. Like
well, the only problem is you have to see what the time is.
Yeah, that's what we're
time
saying.
change.
Yeah,
I don't know what the time change from Italy to here, so it might not be a big deal at all.
It's a 6-hour difference.
You sort of see what the time change is.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out because we're maybe trying to plan maybe doing something down at the cigar bar, maybe doing like down at Vintage and maybe do like a pizza party or something like that, and just kind of maybe the last day or that Saturday, depending on like we said, time and everything like that, and like what time the event is.
Right. And the only and again, I don't know what the time change is offhand.
Yeah.
But the only time we'd run into trouble is if it's like early morning, right? If like the Ryder Cup starts like 2 a.m. here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it does again. I don't know. That would be obviously be an issue. But even if it starts at 6 o'clock at night here and it's middle of the day in Italy or whatever.
Yeah.
That's actually better for you because now people can do whatever they have to do and you can still go out at a reasonable time. So you just have to double check the time to make sure that it's going to be reasonable. But yeah, it'd be cool. It's definitely cool to do. The more events we can do as golf news are, the better. We haven't obviously done a ton of events. We were going to do a Masters thing like we and you talked about, but didn't really work out with ordering the Masters food because you couldn't guarantee delivery for the start of the Masters, which defeated the whole purpose.
Right.
So yeah, as we get bigger, we want to try to do more events, more stuff. So yeah, that would definitely be cool. But I definitely think we should look into it and give people enough heads up on it. But again, the time change could be an issue. It's hard to say.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I would love to do, I think maybe doing a live event and just watch it and then throw a pizza party and have people come in and do like a meet and greet with us or something. Obviously, but I did talk to, which we'll talk off air about it, but I did talk to Brendan at the cigar bar and he said that'd be fine, but we'll figure that out, the details later about it, obviously with times. Right. Any updates and news with Golf News RI? Anything going on? Anything going on?
Well, as we just started taping this, we just put up a story again. This is Tuesday. Phil's watching. We just put up a story on the senior amateur that ended on Tuesday afternoon at Pawtucket. Darren Carenti, who's like a legend, a kind of a Ryan legend. He won the senior am in a 5-hole playoff.
Wow.
10-foot birdie putt to win it at Pawtucket Country Club. So congrats to him. So that's been in Sunday evening into Monday. We had all kinds of club championship news. I think we posted Point Judith, we posted Lincoln Country Club, we posted Agawam Hunt, all kinds of club championship stuff. People love that crap. People love seeing who wins each of these championships. I would love to one day, once we get big enough to do like a tournament of champions,
Yeah.
have all the club champions from all the clubs play at some whatever course, like tournament of champions. That'd be pretty good. That's one of my bucket list items once we get a little bit bigger and stuff. But that'd be something cool to do. So we posted all kinds of club championship news the last 2 days. We had so much content on Monday; it was ridiculous. I was literally writing until like midnight on Sunday night. It was crazy. Not that any of the articles are like blockbuster articles or anything, but you still have to do it.
Yeah.
So that's been great. We're following Davis Chatfield and Patrick Welch in the Korn Ferry Tour Finals. Pat Davis had a top 10 finish this past week. Patrick had a top 3 finish the week before. So now they have 3 weeks left, I think, of the Korn Ferry Tour Finals. I don't imagine they're going to get their PGA Tour cards. The top 30 in the KFT points list get their PGA Tour cards for next season. So they still have a ways to go to get there. But I mean, Chatfield is like 64.
Oh, wow.
So if he has 3 good weeks, he could reasonably get there. But obviously, there's a long way to go. And Patrick is like 73 or something because he missed the cut this past week. So we're following that closely. We're following the other guys on tour. And various tours, Will Dixon, Andrew O'Leary. Andrew's actually playing up in Canada right now in a tournament. So we're just following those guys, following the local pros. Q School is coming up again, and it should start in October or so. PGA Tour Q School, so that'll be fun. We covered that last year. It was exciting stuff. Obviously, a lot of pressure on these kids. And this year they changed the Q School to just PGA Tour Q School. So top 5 players through at the end of all these stages, there's like 3 stages, get their PGA Tour card, and then everybody else, within reason, goes to the Korn Ferry Tour. So they changed up how they're doing it. They went back to PGA Tour Q School, and what's going to be cool is that Golf Channel is actually going to broadcast the final round of the final stage at Q School.
That's awesome.
So see these guys literally trying to play for their lives. And I think it's at TPC Sawgrass. I think TPC Sawgrass is hosting final stage at Q School, which is going to be pretty epic. So that should be pretty cool. I always tell people, and I've learned this myself just over the last year or two, last couple of years, I guess. If you want to watch real golf and people play for literally their lives, their livelihoods, follow Q School or watch these guys on the Korn Ferry Tour because they literally have everything to play for, and they're not flying home in private jets and living in mansions like some of these PGA Tour guys. They are literally driving to everywhere, or rooming together, and all this other stuff. So I always say that's real golf. When there's real pressure to try to win and do something.
Right.
So that's all coming up in the next few months or next few weeks to a month. So it's exciting stuff. It's cool. I have to study a little bit and figure out how it all works again. But so that's the biggest things locally. Obviously, the season is winding down here. So football season is a week away, a little over a week away, I guess. So that's always kind of depressing in a way because that means the golf season's over. But those first few weeks of football season are great because you play golf in the morning, then you go into the clubhouse and watch the games at the bar all afternoon. So,
those are
and this year the Patriots don't play their first games at like 4:30. So you tee off at like noontime and do the whole thing there. It was funny, somebody shared a meme. My friend Jason Smith, he shared a meme about who's going to be the first one to invent, or to put NFL red zone like monitors in the golf carts.
Oh, it's a good idea. Yeah,
cool to mention. But now I didn't comment on it. But I was going to say, well, now I think isn't red zone on YouTube TV now?
Yeah. You can watch
now
it.
It's probably more as possible as ever. You
Yeah.
just plug your phone in to the charger in the cart. A lot of these carts now have chargers. And if you have a YouTube account or YouTube TV account, you could probably do it a lot easier than what the meme was suggesting.
That's
But
that's what we did when we whenever I play in like a tournament on like a Saturday or something and college football's on in the afternoon, I just pop it on my phone, plug it in and hook it up to the Bluetooth speaker and just listen to the game and you can watch like, you know, in between
oh yeah,
shots and stuff. And it's the same thing with football. Like that's what actually I that's like probably one of my favorite things to do is during the college if there's a tournament during the college football season or on an NFL Sunday, it's like you just put it on in the car, you just hang out, play golf. It's the best day.
yeah, no, that's great. So the technology that's not going to be that far away. Is wild world with everything going to streaming now. You know, even
Yeah.
Apple is looking to invest in ESPN, and you know they might buy the NFL package, they might be potential investors in the NBA when those contracts run out. Because Turner and ESPN only have like a year or two left on their deals with the NBA.
Yeah.
Then it opens back up for negotiation, and they supposedly Apple is looking into making a run at the NBA at the
Wow.
NBA package and try to beat out ESPN and or Turner. So
Jeez.
it's going to be interesting times in media over the next couple of years. I think it's going to be. I mean, right now is the DirecTV is in a battle with CBS and Fox. So if you have a DirecTV, if a sports bar has DirecTV, you can't get the games.
Oh, jeez.
Um, there's a sports bar down the street from me. I always go there, so everyone knows what it is. But they have DirecTV, and they're not going to get any of the Patriots games or any of the Fox games. They'll get the Sunday night game, obviously. They'll get the ESPN game on Monday. But unless something changes or unless they switch their provider, which I think they're looking into, they're not going to get any of the NFL Sunday games
Jeez.
because these networks are in a dispute with DirecTV, and I think they're really not even like negotiating or anything. They don't really care.
Yeah. Jeez, that's crazy. Yeah.
So,
Now that you bring that up, that
wow.
reminds me because when I went to go pick up food at like a local bar in the area, and someone was trying to watch the PC game, and they had DirecTV, and they couldn't put it on. It was on Fox Sports, and like it was just blanked out. So I think they had to like switch over to YouTube TV or something at the bar or something, which is good, but like it's still crazy. But everything's going, like you said, everything's going streaming. It's a
Oh
weird,
yeah, it's going to be
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know who the first. Here's my idea for a sports bar. Right. This is what these people should now. It's going to be. It's expensive. I'm not like. It's not going to be cheap. Obviously, I want to know who the first sports bar is to open, where every spot at the bar has like an iPad, and you can just pick what you want to watch
Yeah.
on your own like personal iPad. They've done it with the TVs like this. If you go to not Smoky Bones. There was it. There's a place, the CBS scene at Gillette Stadium years ago was
Yeah.
unique because every booth had a TV
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you change whatever you wanted to watch. So I'm waiting for the first sports bar. I think that'd be a pretty high tech invention. Again, I'm not saying that's like cheap for them to do it. Obviously,
Yeah.
I think that's what it could come to years down the road. You know, if you go to a sports bar, you sit at the bar and you have your own iPad or whatever to put on whatever you want, connect your headphones or whatever,
Yeah. Seriously.
About.
It would be very interesting for sure to see what happens going down the line. I'm sure we'll run into that down the line for sure. I don't know. I know there's like a bar that does that around here, but they don't do that with the iPad, but they have like their own TVs at each booth and they try to like put individual TVs for like football. So they put like the game. So we try to sit in the section of the bar to watch at the bar to watch your team play or your fantasy football team or whatever player.
But now, if none of these sports are on TV,
Yeah.
the TVs are useless.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously.
So, yeah, it's just a thought. It's a thought. But
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. I read a lot about the media and what's coming next and all this other stuff, and it could get very interesting over the next few years. And hopefully try to stay ahead of the curve. And these TV networks are going to have to shift their thinking, and newspapers will continue to fade away. And social media is getting bigger. So it's going to be really interesting, especially sports media, because that's what obviously world that we're in. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens over the next few years. Hopefully everybody makes it through, but the goal is to stay ahead of the game. That's why I always say, like, you just gotta keep moving forward and keep trying to stay ahead and try new things and see what happens, because that's where the world is going. And if you
Right.
don't go, you're gonna pass by, just like the newspapers.
Right, exactly. You never know what's going to happen and how it's going to work out, but like everyone's getting into it. There's a lot of other sports media outlets, and see where it goes. But you're on track. I think you found a little niche here in Rhode Island, and continue to grow as it goes. But let's take a quick break, and then we'll get our word from our sponsor, and then we'll hop back into it and talk a little NFL season.
Welcome to Vintage Cigar Lounge, the place where you escape to, not from. A place where your cigar options are limitless. A place where friends come together and bond over the finest cigars and drinks. A place where your selected few can retreat to and enjoy premium cigars, great conversation, and your liquor of choice within the privacy of our private rooms. Looking for a place to escape to? Our doors are always open.
Jeff. 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 Jeff.
I can't find Jeff, but here's this week's golf cigar of the week. Aganorsa Leaf Habano. It's fantastic. Aganorsa Leaf's often overlooked because people don't realize that they've been around. They've been making cigars for people. They've been growing tobacco for people. Almost every company in the humidor, they buy tobacco from Aganorsa Leaf. The Habano is great. It's classic. It smokes awesome. It's delicious. You're gonna love it out on the golf course. Just do it. Get it. They're like $10. We'll see you guys next week. Let me know if you see Jeff. I don't know where he's been.
All right, we're back. Thanks a lot, Vintage Cigar Lounge, for everything, and thanks for your sponsorship. We'll get back in the studio soon and start shooting some videos we got down there. And that was a fun, also a lot of fun with the cigar of the week too. Thanks a lot, Brendan, for doing that. I appreciate you. And so it was a lot of fun. But let's get into the NFL season. It's starting up pretty soon. We had a big splash too with what's going on with Trey Lance getting traded and going to the Cowboys. I mean, for a 4th round pick after giving up 3 first rounders and being a 49ers fan, that was a little interesting to see. But I don't know, Joe, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I think it was one of probably the worst draft picks of all time, given how much the 49ers gave up for him. I don't know all the details. I know there was some shock that the Cowboys acquired him. I guess a report came out today or Monday that Jerry Jones didn't even tell anybody, that he just
really?
he kind of just signed off on the trade himself.
Huh.
That's what I read. That's what I read or I heard. So that was interesting. Jerry Jones just kind of does whatever he wants down there. Certainly, if you're Dak Prescott, you'll be like, what's going on? And now Trey Lance hasn't proved anything, so nobody knows if the kid can play now. So I'm not saying it's like taking Dak's job or anything, but
Right.
if you're Dak Prescott, like you just traded away, you didn't sign Ezekiel Elliott, they're like best friends. I guess Dak walked into Cowboys practice the other day with a Zeke jersey on. It's pretty funny. So if you're Dak, you're like, what the heck's going on here?
Yeah.
Maybe so, but if this kid Trey can play, which again we don't know, could be the next step for the Cowboys. But yeah, it was a bizarre move. I guess the 49ers are putting all their eggs into the Brock Purdy basket.
Yeah.
and hopefully he's healthy. He had a magical run last year, of course, but then he got hurt in the playoff game, and he had I believe he had an off-season surgery, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, and then you have Jimmy G playing in and I keep saying Oakland, in Las Vegas, which
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. Hopefully he plays well. I like Jimmy G. I talked to him a number of times when I covered the Patriots, so I was root for him, no matter where he goes. Now with no Tom Brady this year, I'll be rooting for the rooting for the Raiders.
Yeah.
At least for the Jimmy G anyway.
Yeah.
But they're in an impossible division with the Chiefs, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's already been interesting. As we tape this on Patriots cut down day, which is when I used to cover the team, was like one of the most annoying days of the year. You just sit around all day, like waiting for their freaking cuts to come out. Then when they come out, they all come out at once. So you're like typing players' names as fast as possible, publishing the story, re-updating the story, changing the headline to updated. Like it's like one of the worst days ever for the media perspective. It was also one of the most interesting days, probably, but from my perspective, I was just annoyed with it. But anyway, so and the Patriots cut Bailey Zappi and they cut that kid Malik Cunningham. So they cut all their quarterbacks. So they put all the stock into Mac Jones. I'm assuming they're going to sign a backup. I guess Colt McCoy was released by whoever the hell he played for. I think Arizona.
Cardinals.
Yeah. So rumors are that the Patriots are going to sign him, which great, wonderful. But I think the Patriots are going to be terrible anyway. They're going to start 0-4. They're going to lose their first 4 games. And then if they're lucky, they'll get a few wins in the second month there. I think they played the Raiders and some winnable games in October, but I don't think they're going to be very good. So I don't see the excitement for it, but it'll be interesting to watch anyway. I think all the pressure continues to be on Belichick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting that they're going all in on with Mac Jones, and I know there were some differences last year in some fights. I'm surprised they cut Bailey Zappi too.
Yeah, I was also surprised too. But
Yeah.
you know, he was in trouble when he was playing in the third preseason game.
Oh, really?
He played like significant time in the third preseason game, so that's usually not a good sign. Then they traded Nick Folk, the kicker. Not that he matters, but they traded him to Tennessee for a 7th round pick. So interesting things. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they do. I think the pressure continues to build on Belichick to try to rebuild it. I know there's already been talk about he could be in his last year or two. Excuse me. He could be in his last year or two with the Patriots. But I think there's a lot of pressure on him to rebuild. And, I think you can always go back to, when he let Tom Brady walk out the door. And everyone, and at the time I was covering the team and I wanted them to move on because, he just covered them that whole season. Brady was a miserable prick the entire season. They started 8-0. You might have thought they were like 0-8 with the way he was acting. His press conferences were miserable. And at the time, I was like, dude, just like move on. Like let's. I kind of want to see what the next era looks like. Anyways, not that I didn't enjoy covering Tom Brady. Obviously, I did.
Yeah.
And and I rooted for him in Tampa because then when they did move on, it quickly became obvious that Belichick didn't have a backup plan.
Exactly.
So I don't know if he thought that Brady wasn't actually going to leave because this has happened before where Brady wanted a contract and everything else, and he eventually just would take less money and always came back. So I don't know if Belichick thought that was going to happen again, but this time Brady actually walked out the door, and it became obvious very quickly that Belichick had no backup plan for what to do if Brady actually leaves. Cam Newton was not his backup plan.
No, definitely not. No.
That's when you got frustrated with it as a fan and as a reporter because you're like, dude, you're supposed to be the greatest coach of all time. You literally let Brady walk out the door. You got nothing for him. At least the Packers got something for Rodgers.
Yeah.
Not that it was anything great, but at least you got something.
Right.
And I think Rodgers had all the leverage in that situation anyway, but at least you got something for him.
Yeah.
He walks out the door. He wins the Super Bowl the next year, and the Patriots don't even make the playoffs. So it's like, and now it hasn't gotten better. Mac Jones made the playoffs his rookie year, but they got smoked by the Buffalo Bills. So it doesn't even count. Really. If you make the playoffs and you lose 31-0, or whatever the hell the score was, Yeah, well, it doesn't count. You don't get credit for making the playoffs and losing 31-0 in the first game. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's interesting times for Patriots and for Patriots fans. I know a lot of fans are a little nervous about what's going to happen because even though Bill O'Brien's back, which was a positive signing, obviously couldn't be worse. But you just wonder what is going if they really have a bad season and they have a tough schedule. What what's going to happen. So it'll be interesting for sure. I don't know too many Patriots fans that are feeling confident. But we'll see. That's why they play the games, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
it'll be an interesting football season. I'm excited for the season to get going for sure. I know I love fall is my favorite time of year because it's football. I also like playing golf in this time of year too because it's not too hot and it's nice to get out during like October and mid-October.
it hasn't been too hot all summer, so
Yeah, it's been
maybe
nice.
we will make up for it in the fall. Maybe we'll have like a hot fall. I saw them at the weather way down the road, but I guess next week is supposed to get into like the 86, 87 range.
Jesus.
It's like mid-September. Yeah.
Yep.
The next Tuesday, Wednesday, 88 and 87 degrees. So keep those pools open, baby.
Yeah. Wide open.
But yeah, so
yeah, this has been great, Joe. Thanks so much for joining. I think that hits upon all the topics of football season, and appreciate you coming on and talk about the Ryder Cup and giving your insights. I know I'm excited for that to happen. I love the Ryder Cup. It's a great time to be a golf fan, especially around the Ryder Cup. So be a lot of fun. So Joe, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeff, for having me, and I look forward to my third invite in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
And, keep everyone stay tuned to golfnewsri.com for updates, local news, and we'll look into maybe doing something for the Ryder Cup, depending on what the time change is. Yeah, I don't have it off the top of my head, but we gotta check that before we plan anything. So maybe we'll do something, and hopefully we'll see you all there. And thanks to our friends at Vintage for supporting Golf News RI and supporting the Expand Your Brand podcast.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Have a good one.